Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. First things first, if you are not a member of the Jane's family then please do hit that subscribe button, and if you are enjoying all of these new uploads from me then please do give that video a thumbs up. So today you may have noticed we have a special guest. This is Big Gaz, the channel mascot. He's been sulking in his cave, so I thought that I might just pop him on my shoulder and get him out for a little bit. He's probably just going to sit nice and quietly, she says, hopefully on my hood somewhere like this. Today's video we are going to be talking about my Holy Grail budget friendly foundations. I have 4 to share with you. I am wearing one of them right now. Also, you may have noticed that this look is quite a lot more makeup than I normally wear, and I also have some lashes on. If you would like to see a nice little close-up of it and also a really kind of fast Insta style tutorial, then head over to my Instagram page and follow me there as well. The first foundation that I'm going to talk to you about is the Bourjois Healthy Mix. It looks like this. I do have some notes with me here that I've made on each of my foundations just to make sure that I get everything super correct, because I've been using these for kind of over the last week or so just to kind of familiarise myself with them so I don't give you any wrong information. Before we get started with that, my skin type is fairly normal. I get more oily in my T-zone, I get a little bit dry on my cheeks, and I do occasionally have some dry patches around my nose area. I don't really suffer with acne or anything, although I used to. I do, however, get some hormonal breakouts, and the kind of finish that I enjoy is something that is not super dewy and not super matte either. I like something that lasts on the skin but also looks like skin. So this is kind of what all of these do. This one is an old favourite. If you've been watching me for years and years, you will know that this is one of my all-time favourite foundations. They do the Healthy Mix Serum Foundation, which is a much dewier, more of a gel formula, I would say, but this is the standard Healthy Mix. It says it is a radiant complexion foundation. It's liquid, it does have a pump in a glass bottle, and it says it's 16-hour wear. So this is what I actually am wearing today. I've only got one light layer of it on my skin. It is super lightweight. It provides a medium coverage, but you can definitely build it up to full if you want to. It does oxidize ever so slightly on the skin when you've been wearing it for about half an hour, so do just be a little bit aware that if you are particularly with like paler skin tones, this will probably be more noticeable, but definitely be aware that you might want to go a little bit lighter when choosing your shade. It wears really well, but it does let some shine through throughout the day, and I would say this is not amazing for oily skin. It lasts a really decent amount of time on me, so I've never tried to wear it for 16 hours, but I get a really good 6 to 8 hour wear out of it before I feel like I'm getting really oily, only really around my nose, like the T-zone area. So this really looks like skin. You can sheer it out to almost nothing. All of the foundations are similar like that. I really like a kind of healthy skin-like finish for my skin, even if I am wearing like a full face like this today. It looks like skin. It's really good for normal and dry types, I would say. Combination oily, just be aware that you will need to powder throughout the day, but if you're baking or you are setting it in that kind of fashion using a lot of powder, it will probably wear really well as well. The next foundation I actually have a full review on, so I will link that up here for you if you want to go and have a look at that. These are the Revolution Pro foundation drops. Their colour range is fantastic, and what I like about a lot of the deeper shades is that not only do they do the mixer drops so you can make it more warm, you can lighten it, you can darken it, their shade range is really good, and their deeper shades also come in a range of tones. I find that when drugstore brands in particular do darker shades, they can often appear quite ashy on darker skins, whereas these guys do a really nice range, so you get like a nice red base, so it doesn't kind of look ashy if you are of a darker complexion. I would say this is a semi-matte finish, but quite skin-like. It has a really watery, weird texture, and although it's like a semi-matte, it does give like this luminosity to the skin. Again, it's a really lightweight formula. It really doesn't feel like anything on the skin at all. You can really build this up as well. I would say it's like a medium coverage, but you can layer it up quite nicely, and that means that not only can you really sheer it out to look like nothing on the skin, which is why I like to carry this in my pro kit, but you can also really kind of layer it on just as you can do with kind of MAC face and body, and the more that you kind of layer it on and buff it into the skin, the better coverage you get from this. I would say that this, although it's a semi-matte finish, I would just be aware that much like the Bourjois Healthy Mix, I get maybe 6 to 8 hours of wear and I will need to powder throughout. And you do need to powder it, I would say, after like the 4-hour mark-ish. But I normally bring like a powder with me anyway throughout the day just to top it up. But this is really beautiful. It doesn't look cakey at all on the skin, which I really like. And the fact that the formula is quite thin means that you can sheer it out if you are someone that has like freckles or something like that. This would be a really beautiful one to try. The next one that I have to show you is a classic. This is the L'Oreal True Match. And this, I would say, is quite a matte finish, but it has this kind of goldy kind of sheen throughout the liquid foundation, which means that although it goes on the skin quite matte, the skin still has some luminosity to it. It's a little bit heavier coverage than the other ones that I've talked about, but again, it's buildable, or you could sheer it out with a little bit of moisturizer. I would say if you've got quite dry skin, just be a little bit wary that this does kind of cling to some dry patches. But I find that especially in the summer, because it is a little bit more matte, that it really lasts well, especially if I'm like hopping on and off the tube and stuff like that. But I would maybe be a little bit wary if you have dry skin. However, if you're combo normal or oily like me, I find that I don't even have to set this, which is amazing. And then I can powder after like the 6 or 7 hour mark if I needed to. And I would say this was really a good option for oily skin as well. The last thing that I'm going to be talking to you about today is the Revolution Fast Base Foundation Sticks. I really like these. I think Nikki Tutorials did a half this and half the, is it the Hourglass, or she might have used the Anastasia ones. These I believe are £5, so again all of these are sort of like £10 and under, and can be found at like Superdrug or Boots or your local drugstore if you're in the US. I really like these. Again, Revolution, their shade range is always brilliant, and I actually like to use these for contouring and stuff as well. I have them in all sorts of different colours. I really recommend these if you're a makeup artist. I think they're really easy to apply. Again, you can use them as contouring sticks and stuff. You can shear them out onto the skin. It really looks like skin. And if you like more of a luminous, slightly dewy finish, then you'll really like these. I love these for taking my Instagram photos and things because it really looks like skin and gives a nice sheen to the skin. But because it is a little bit more of a dewy finish, if you are oily, I'd maybe be a little bit wary of these. But I find that if I set it with powder, especially through my T-zone, it really does last the whole day. And what I like about these cream type sticks is that if anything moves on your face or settles into lines or anything, you can just take a brush and like buff it back into place. The coverage is really good on these. I'd say it's a medium to full, but very buildable. Again, like the rest of the foundations, you can mix with moisturizer, or you can use a very small amount and really buff it into the skin to get like a really sheer coverage. Their colour range is really good. I like the fact that it's just a plastic little tube, carry around, it rolls up, it's really easy to travel with, and definitely one to look at if you are of a drier or more mature skin. I really like these. This is what I've been wearing for my castings and stuff lately especially. I think I might need to swap this out for something that's a little bit more matte in the summertime, as I do tend to get a little bit more oily then, but throughout the winter especially for me, and actually at the moment when it's still a little bit chilly outside, this has been lasting really nicely on my skin if I powder through the centre of the face. So these are my top 4 budget friendly foundations. Quick run through, I would say the L'Oreal True Match is probably your best bet if you are a more oily skin type, as it does have a little bit more of a matte finish. And if you are drier, any of these 3 I feel like would work. And the cream sticks especially for drier skin. These 2 you're probably okay if you're somewhere in the middle, you've got combination skin like me, or you're fairly normal. Those are my 4 Holy Grail budget friendly foundations. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've tried any of these, then definitely do leave me a comment down below telling me what you think of them. Also, obviously my skin is different to everyone else's skin, so if you have a different experience with this and you have a different skin type than me, then please do leave it in a comment down below so that other people with the same skin type as you can have a look at that. As I said, I'm quite normal. I don't really have any kind of struggles with acne or anything. I get a little bit oily on my T-zone, dry on the cheeks kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you have. As I said, the mini Insta tutorial for this look is up on my Instagram now. It's Hannah Jo James, all lowercase, all one word, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Okay, love you, bye. So bye. Them lashes there.